Hey, thank you for joining us for episode 24 of Fool's Banter Radio. I'm your host, Brad. Joining me, as usual, kinda. Sometimes.
I mean, what's usual?
Sometimes.
No, we don't really have usual.
Yeah, no. We have
Kyle.
We have
Hold on.
Kyle. As usual, Steve.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't missed an
Yes,
episode.
that's true.
Okay.
I'm the only person who hasn't missed one.
Literally
El
never missed an
Stevedore.
episode before.
Hey,
Congratulations.
I've only missed like a few.
One, I think. He just missed one.
Missed one.
Yeah, because he had to go Wolfpack game. And then we got Kyle who's a giant pickle right now.
A pick. Oh,
He's pickle
I
Rick.
am a giant pickle.
Steve, keep it going.
I've been getting into that show recently. I have to say, the Purge episode was the greatest episode I've ever seen. That was hilarious.
What the hell are you talking about?
Rick and Morty.
Ain't nobody watched that shit.
A lot of people watch
Bullshit.
that shit.
A lot of people.
It's a
way
pretty-
too many.
I don't.
people watch
I
it.
don't.
It's a pretty
I don't
show.
go out of my way to watch it.
But if
People
it's on,
watch it in
right?
front of me.
It's on, right?
I
It's
don't
on.
know.
For
I've
a little
seen
bit.
the
It's
first
hard
two
for me to watch
seasons.
cartoons, man.
I've seen the first
even
two
if they're adult
seasons.
cartoons.
Meh.
Some of my favorite shows are cartoons. Family Guy, South Park.
Yeah, even those shows, man.
Um,
I'm like, oh, they're just so stupid.
You know what I gotta say
What?
about Rick and Morty?
I'm getting too
That
old, bro.
What are you
Everybody's
talking
gonna
about?
hate
South Park is actually a kind of very intellectual show, in my
I'm
opinion.
becoming an old man.
What are you talking about? They really hit on the big issues, right? They poke fun at all the big issues and the shit that's ridiculous, and they make fun of it, and I think that's awesome because we take shit way too seriously.
Keith, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Thanks for cutting me off, dick.
Yeah, you're talking about. No, I'm just playing.
Pretty good.
I don't know if we got the pretty good
Stop
in there.
playing footsie with me! Oh my god,
But you're
You're the one that wanted to play footsie with him earlier. What's the problem now?
that was earlier. This is
That was earlier. He won't do it live. Come on now, Keith.
I already got what I wanted. God.
Anyway,
We clearly have a very thought out show today.
Yeah, 14 minutes and 39. Wait, 14
What?
hours and 39 minutes of disk space left.
14 hours? Why is that relevant?
It just says.
Yeah, especially during the
Audacity.
show, Steve.
That's the shit that you
During
think about when we
Breaking
start the
the fourth wall.
podcast.
Disk space remains
Shit.
for.
Yeah,
remains
you
for
are.
recording.
anyway, video games.
What are video games?
I don't know. Goodbye, everyone. No.
And that was
That was
Fool's
Banter
Banter Radio.
Radio.
Wait, did we say what episode it is?
Yeah, it's 24. I say it
Is
every
it
time I
episode
do the
24?
intro.
All right, so if Steve has the record for the most appearances, I have the record for the least amount of appearances.
Appearances.
Do you?
You'll
Yeah.
catch up to
Yeah,
Edwin.
absolutely.
Yeah,
soon.
you'll hit Edwin in like 3 episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow. Fucking.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Why do we always do that? It's because it's hilarious, I guess.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
All right. Well, who
It's
came
not
video games?
Wednesday,
Do you got a new video game?
I did. I
are you
have a
playing?
video game I'm very excited to talk about.
Aw, what a nerd.
It's sort of a new game. It's still pretty up there in price, but I finally picked it up, and mostly I want to talk to Kyle.
Can you
about
just say that over the camera?
No, I'm getting to it. I'm building it up, and it's going to be super disappointing. No. I bought Forza Horizon 3.
Oh yeah, you're right. Very disappointing.
Oh.
no,
No,
actually,
dude.
the game looks really good.
So, whoo! I gotta say, you and I, we have partaken in some racing games back in the day. Back in the day.
Back in the
Oh, that's a different story.
way back in the day.
The Dark Ages.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that story.
Back in
The
my
Brown
day.
Ages. That was the Brown Ages.
No.
Oh no, that's so bad.
But anyway, I picked it up, and this game, oh my god, is so epic. It is.
Epic?
It is.
Really?
Yes.
Can you define epic for me?
Okay, for the first 5 minutes, the intro of the entire game I had a big ass grin on my face. It was just so fun.
Why?
It just looks so good, and it takes place in Australia. So you're like going through rainforests and the outback and like through cities and shit. And it's just,
All I can
Oh, man.
say about racing games is Need for Speed Underground 2.
that's the thing. That's what I'm getting to.
That's probably the one I played the most. I think.
So I think this is possibly the best racing game that has ever been released, and because of the little details in this game. Okay, I'm gonna jump right to it in the comparison to Need for Speed Underground 2. It doesn't have the customization Need for Speed Underground 2 does,
Well,
and
yeah,
I don't
Forza
think
never really-
any game ever has. So Forza Horizon series is like a street racing series. I don't know if you know this. Forza Horizon is street racing.
Oh, do not. I've never played a Forza game.
Yeah, so the regular Forzas, like Forza Motorsports or whatever the hell it is, they're like, Kyle was eating the sleep bag.
I'm trying to. I have this cold shoulder right now, literally, because the flap doesn't want to fucking stay.
Yeah, so the Forza Motorsports things are like official racing and all that stuff, but the Forza Horizon, you have a big city that you roam around and do street races. It's just sick, man.
So it has that open world like mission.
Yeah, it has open world
same
Australia, and you're just like running this festival, the Horizon Festival, which is just cars galore, like freaking racing and shit.
And every day is a festival day.
This game comes stock with over 300 cars, and
Which one did you pick?
with DLCs you can, or it goes up to over 500.
Yeah. What are you driving?
I have a ton of cars, dude.
What do you
So
like
you have
the
the
most?
different different classes. It goes A, B, C, D, starts at D, D, C, B, A, and then S1 and S2.
Well, that's out of order.
That's out of order.
One of these kids
but
is
dude,
not
I
like
have
the other.
it has so many good cars. I have an Evo 8. I have a
those are so pretty.
I have a Fairlady Z, Nissan Fairlady Z.
Of course, you got all the
I have a
hottest
Ford.
Nissan
I have a
cars.
Ford GT.
Oh, busted hotness.
Oh,
yeah.
busted hotness.
I have a '69 Charger RT. They have the Charger Hellcat. Oh, it's so good.
course you have the
There's so many
Charger
cars,
Hellcat.
but this game, man, it just gives me such epic feelings driving through
Goosebumps?
it.
Can you define epic for me?
what do you mean define epic?
I mean, I'm just saying, go
ding-dong.
look up the definition of epic real quick.
Why?
Because you're not using it, right?
It's epic. What is there a different definition than
Well, the
anyone
little-
uses?
Epic is
Epic is a
it's a tale. It's a
yeah,
story.
It's a story, a tale.
An epic.
Yeah,
You
it's
tell an
originally
epic tale.
like a type of book, basically. Like an epic is.
Well,
Basically-
like the urban dictionary.
The Odyssey
urban
is an epic.
Okay, fine. If we're going off the Urban Dictionary, I guess you can use epic for any epic fucking thing.
Dude,
I just had
thought
this
of a
epic
game.
fucking
I got a
Fuego.
game for later.
Wait, what?
But
got a good
it
game
just
for
looks.
later, don't worry about it.
Bottom line, it looks so good, and the racing feels awesome. There's so many different kinds of races. They have the Warthog from Halo.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. there is a there's a bunch of cars spread out, and those are called like bucket list races, and they're just like the awesome scenario races. And one of them was the Warthog, and it was playing like Halo, almost Halo-like music. It was playing that song.
Oh yeah, can
Where it was trying to be, it was. You can recognize it as the Halo song, but it's like different slightly.
it just has to be off by a few minutes.
Yeah, and you're just driving the Warthog around through the trees and shit, and it's so good. You don't have to follow roads. You set a marker, and you just like blast through the fields, and you're just like taking sweet jumps, landing in cornfields and shit. There's like no boundaries aside from big ass.
That reminds me
rocks.
of the last one I played. The Crew was very much like that in a lot of
Dude,
situations.
to me, it's like what the Crew should have been.
But better.
Yeah,
Lot
so
better.
much better. Dude.
That's cool.
And then I don't know if you've seen their Hot Wheels DLC.
Oh gosh.
Dude, straight up the yellow Hot Wheels tracks, like
Nice.
looping and everything.
What is
There's
this,
a whole
Grand Theft
island.
Auto?
There's a whole island full of Hot Wheels
That's
tracks.
actually fucking super sick, though.
Yeah, it is.
I would like to play that. Would you pick that up on Xbox?
It's so yeah. I bought it. Here's the thing: is I bought it through Microsoft, and it's crossplay, so I can play it on the Xbox, and then I can just turn on my computer and play my same file on my computer. So I play it on my computer mostly because it looks better.
Microsoft.
Yeah, I play it on my.
What the fuck is going on?
I play it on my computer, but I'm still like beating the records of my Xbox friends and stuff like that.
You have friends.
I know, right? I was just about to say. I have
sorry.
Xbox acquaintances that I don't talk to.
It's so good, and the reason is because it has all these little finer details, and I think I found that that's what really makes games for me. It's just the small details. Like the first time I'm driving, it starts raining and rain's hitting the. The fuck are you doing?
I was just thinking Microsoft in the epic rap battle. Why'd you name your company after your dick? And he said the small details. It was like, last Microsoft again.
You got a whole fucking
Oh my
inside
God.
joke going on in his head.
But yeah, when
I'm
the first time I was driving and it started raining and the rain started hitting my windshield, and all of a sudden I realized my car was sliding around a little more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they put a lot of thought into the freaking game,
That's
and it's
cool.
just hard to sit and describe all of it. But
I'm sure.
I definitely recommend you pick it up.
Wow.
Dude, wow! Or just sign on to my Xbox profile. And
Okay,
Look at your
on
sick
your
bids.
computer. No, on your computer and play it.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
And play the game?
Dude, you should totally play it. You should
Maybe.
try it. Dude,
Okay.
just try the opening
I have
scene.
a question for you for this game and the customization. Okay, I understand Need for Speed Underground 2 kind of set the bar high on that.
Okay, yeah.
But would you say... where would you say
Better
this?
than most games.
No.
Better than most games.
He's lying.
As far as paint and everything, top dog. But
Wait, what do you mean?
like paint, like custom paint jobs, decals, all that stuff. When you first buy a car, it'll give you like a selection of like 20 community paint jobs that you can just pick to have applied to your car right when you buy it.
Oh, so
And
anybody
there's
can
some
make a
sick
paint
ones.
job?
People make like cop cars, shit like that. All
Plenty of
sorts stuff
penises,
like
I'm sure.
Plenty of penises. No, I think they're filtered.
Dude, that reminds me.
Yeah,
of
you can
freaking
filter
So
the
yeah, like
penis
it's
ones.
top rated, but there's a ton of decals. The paint jobs are awesome. Paint the hood, paint the spoiler, paint the mirrors, different colors,
That's like Call of Duty.
stuff like that. As far as like,
And your gun? Can you do all that with your
Yeah,
gun?
they have the same
Can you-
exact thing
can
with
you
guns. You can get
apply
community
it
paint jobs
to-
for the guns. People make awesome looking
two
ones.
basic paint jobs like over each other
Same
to
with
make something
emblems.
different?
yeah, that's the thing with the decals is there's so many like different gradient decals. You can make your car as far as color and design goes, whatever you want. If you're artistic enough. If you're artistic enough. Now, what it is lacking in is stuff like spoilers, not rims.
The
There are a
body
fuck ton
kit
of rims.
shit.
Yeah, body kits, stuff like that.
Well, then
But the performance upgrades are pretty sick because you can go everything from like cold air intake and it just goes down the line like brakes, ignition, cylinder heads, all kinds of different stuff, and you upgrade
Steering
that.
wheel?
Steering wheel?
What about the little shifter knob? Can you put an 8-ball on there?
No, dude, you
Can
can't
I
do
get
anything with the
A
interior.
little footprint pedal?
No.
Ah.
You can if you want. Go buy one. Hit you upside the head with it. But the thing I think is really cool is you can change the drivetrain, so you can change a vehicle from like front or rear wheel drive to all wheel drive.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, and
That's
you can also do an engine swap.
I might
So
actually
you can
buy
just
this
take
game.
the engine and put like a V8 in it if you want, and it'll like completely go up in tier.
Can you take like any engine? Can you like, I got my Nissan GT, I'm gonna put that into the 350Z or whatever.
Well, it gives you a list. Each vehicle will like obviously it's not going to give you a list of like every engine or whatever, but say you have a 350Z or 370Z in this case, it'll let you put like a V8 or a V10 in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Stop! That's too much. Wow.
It goes up in tiers.
Welcome to number 3, I think, right there.
So to make your vehicle go up in tiers, but what I've found is I'm going to collect like 3 or 4 vehicles, all different types. Like I got my rally car, I got my just off-road trekking through the hills, I got my sports car and my supercar.
Are they all cars
of
or
each
they're
tier or whatever?
trucks?
There's cars, trucks, there's trophy trucks, there's
Are there
there's
motorcycles?
little buggies, there's
No motorcycles?
there aren't motorcycles that I've seen. But there are Hot Wheels cars for the Hot Wheels island. And they look like Hot Wheels cars,
Sounds
like
like a new
really,
game.
really crazy ones. And you can put Hot Wheels tires on your regular cars to make them go on the Hot Wheels tracks.
Oh man, sounds like a game I might.
Dude, I'm having so much fun
We
with
might
it.
have to
the soundtrack you can play
do
your
some
own
videos
you
for
can
it.
do your own
Or some-
sound.
You can do
Or
your own track.
do your own
Music.
sound. Your own music, thank
Musics.
you. You can do your own music
What
in the
I
game.
said also work. You can do your own tracks.
Yeah, they do your own tracks. Oh, what? Double play on words.
Wickle, wickle, wow. Wickle, wait, is there a track editor?
No, there isn't a
Oh,
track
that'd be
editor
pretty dope.
that I know of. But yeah, the 2 DLCs, they have the Hot Wheels and they have like a Blizzard Mountain. But it looks
Wait,
so
what?
Blizzard Mountain, like
Yeah, there's like a mountain. No, not
Is there,
Blizzard,
like-
the company.
Is there like World of Warcraft
Yeah,
heroes everywhere?
you're like running over little Diablos
Yeah.
and shit.
Tariel flies out somewhere.
Tariel.
Tyrell?
Tyrone Bigham.
Tyrone Bigham.
My wife playing Diablo, she would say Tyrell's name like that. She'd say Tyrell, so I call him Tyrell Biggums every time I see him. I was like, you gotta go talk to Tyrell Biggums. Damn, Steve, chug-a-lugging the soda I gave you.
It to me.
No, I think he allowed you a drink or two. You took an inch.
no,
And
I
made
was
it a
there. You were here,
He's gonna lay down
cold, freezing like a popsicle. Yeah, I was actually
laying
like,
down the knowledge.
My fucking ears are cold right now. This is not ideal working situation.
Ideal working. Dude, that game's so good.
I'm pulling double shifts.
Do you have any
I just
other
got off work.
questions about it before
You're
we
so
move on?
I think I'm good. I think the questions I have are for it are going
Dude, you
to
totally
be answered
wanna
while
get that
playing.
now.
Can
Oh,
you
man,
put
so-
titties on your hood?
Yes, you can.
Do they flop?
Yeah.
Sweet, I'm sold.
Oh, it's so good.
Fake breasts
You got your
on the front of your
GTRs,
car.
Kyle,
See,
your
that-
Skyline, or
there-
your
I love,
Nissan
there's-
I
GTRs.
love the Nissan cars, the Skyline.
Yeah.
That's what you need to
GTR.
get.
Is that what it is?
to
The GTR,
get-
right?
get
That's
them
Yeah, you
back
got the
in.
Closer to
GTR,
your
which was
supercar?
the predecessor. I think that's what successor of Skyline.
I'm not sure if you got that right either.
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know.
You
The
tell
one
me.
that came after.
Successor.
Yeah. What came after the Skyline?
Successor.
Can we get a vocabulary lesson? In
And then there's like you find classic
that's what
cars.
the game is.
You'll get like a rumor of a
Spoiler.
an old deserted car in a garage somewhere, and it'll give you an area that you search, and you look around, and you find the garage, and it'll open up, and the guy's like, "Oh, you know what
like
this
that
is?"
game on Steve My Summer
It'll be
Car.
like an old badass car, and he'll take it and he'll restore it, so you
Seen
get the
that
car.
sick.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
but I mean, the cars range in price from like 10,000 to 2 million. So you have to really work out some money for it.
Man, I don't have 2 million. What am I gonna do?
2 billion.
And it'll create. They have these things called drivatars, and they're
Like
They're-
avatars. Like
so what they are is the it's the NPC cars that are driving around.
you know what they
and
could be
it just-
nicknamed. You
It
know
just takes their name from your Xbox friends list.
Bitch said
Oh, God.
drive.
That's what they call it, drivatars.
That's pretty funny.
Drive a tard.
And you
on the road,
recruit
you're like, I'm gonna beat him.
you
right
recruit a few of them, and they'll be in the races with you, and you get like
Racing
extra points
Chad
for
or
them and
something
shit.
the
Like
other night when I was
now.
done.
Chad.
Yeah, I was racing Chaz Kramer. I'm always
Chad.
crashing into Chad's car.
We gave him that name.
I know
You remember that
his
shit?
Xbox gamer tag is Kramer Z, and I gave him
From
that shit.
movie Constantine. He's like, name's Chaz Kramer.
Chaz Kramer.
Asshole. And for
I
some
never
reason,
knew that's what it was from. That's amazing.
we used to hang out at my house over on what was like Silver Lake or whatever out in West Reno. That's when that came around. Those are good times. We did a lot of stupid things in that house.
Yep,
Apartment.
I'm playing the hell out of Forza Horizon 3.
Cool.
Waiting for
Forza.
4. I think if they took this exact game and put like Underground 2 visual, like body kit customization, it would be the perfect game.
Yeah.
Dude, it is so good.
Yeah,
It's hard to
it sounds like it.
describe.
I think it sounds like it could possibly.
I haven't had this
beat it
much
out.
fun with a racing game since probably Undercover. I'm gonna rip that little beard right off your face.
I was over there mouthing wow.
I'm trying to
I'll
get
do it for
somebody
you.
else to
I'll-
say. I wanted to. You know what? It worked too. Number 4.
All right, Kyle Dick. What do you want to talk about?
Dick.
Eve?
Yeah,
actually,
how about that big ass battle that ended with all the servers crashing?
you know, so actually, we can talk about that a little bit.
No, we can't.
Did the
Move
servers
on.
crash? I don't know. I don't think so. No.
So, from what I read, there was a battle that was supposed to be worth $1
There was-
billion.
So there was a battle.
Real money, $1 billion.
Yeah, you can equate this. So what was on field or like in the general area
Yeah.
was equivalent to about $1 million worth of real money. But that's like
I
hard to
thought they
equate.
said
that.
$1 billion.
No, dude, it's $1 million.
$1 billion.
Check your number of zeros. The biggest battle that ever took
The
place.
company of Eve isn't even worth $1 billion.
Yeah, but you
No.
can't turn
Probably
that shit into real money.
What?
You can't turn that shit into real money.
No, yeah, you can't turn it into real. You can turn real money into ships in the game, right? Which is where they make that like value,
Yeah.
and that's the easiest way for people to kind of understand. You're
Anyway.
like, I can make this, but yeah. So what had happened was because of
What?
mechanics.
See what happened was
Because of some of the mechanics in the game, there's unfortunately this the theology is like if my blob is not big enough to kill your blob, then I'm not even gonna go fight. And that's basically what happened in this situation. There's one big group who's trying to take over a lot of space, and we're talking about like these are the two biggest groups in the entire game. One big group trying to take over the space, another group is defending the space. And the group who is trying to take it over is actually quite a bit more powerful. And so they just outblob everybody. They have more Titans and carriers and
They made a
dreadnoughts
game
and
based
I
off
think
it.
you
It's
should just
called-
stick with the
It's
blob.
called Argaio or whatever that game.
The
is.
one
Basically,
with the blobs
are
taking over
each other.
as far as I understand, all that happened was 6,000 dudes logged in. They got into the same place at the same time, and they stared at each other for like 8 hours or some shit.
I saw screenshots that the servers did crash. There was too many
'cause there
people
was-
on,
yes.
and it was like you can't resolve hosts. Can't connect to the call or whatever.
There were
The servers,
hundreds of Titans out. And what happens when you get this many people in a server in this game?
Infrastructure needs work.
It's the this is a fucking such a difficult problem to solve because it's a single shard server, right? It's one server. Everybody lives in a
Single shard.
shard.
Sorry, it just sounds nasty.
Dude, our freaking minds
Single
But
shard.
so like they don't have the infrastructure, and I'm sure it's probably hard to build the infrastructure to put 6,000 people in one tiny place, and then to have 6,000 people all be doing something at the same time. So what happens in Eve when this happens?
Stays in Eve.
God damn it!
Is-
What's wrong with us?
It's called time dilation.
think we're related or something.
I think we've been brothers our whole life.
Not my whole life.
Not my whole life. You're right.
I had no brother.
Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. It was basically a big stare off, and it was fucking blue balls. And actually, so
What?
because of kind of some of the things that are going on in Eve, and it is sadly seems to be kind of dying right now. And this was unfortunately bad for us because we needed that battle to happen. We needed that
Neither the
publicity.
the space junk.
we
Oh,
needed
are
the
you saying
space
Eve is
publicity.
dying?
Yeah, it's been dying.
Oh no!
It's been dying since the
That's
beginning.
so sad. If only everyone could
I mean,
see the sad.
I put
part
so
of
much
it.
time-
Games that are dying.
I put so much time in that game, and I really do like it a lot. But there are some signs, and that was one of the bigger ones recently that I've been like, which leads me to the next game that I've been really into, which is another fucking space sim, Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, before you start, Keith, hook it up with some of the Mike and Ike's. Dude has a bag the size of a fucking basketball.
The size of
Mike
my
and Ike's.
fucking head.
Where did you get this huge ass bag of Mike and Ike's?
He's
Keith?
My
Can
dad
you give me
works
like
at
two?
Dottie's, and it's a
Like the casino
we
thing?
get like 2 beats?
they have a warehouse where they have all their supplies go through.
the bag? I wanted two.
I don't want to give you two.
That's gonna give you the bag. You can deal with
Gotcha.
it.
You don't have to tell us about that, but how much would a bag like that cost? I don't even think you can buy a bag like that.
Yeah,
You can.
How much wood could
There's
Office Depot or something.
Mike Ike.
Or,
Office Depot? You're
yeah.
from Office Depot?
Well,
Are you meaning Costco?
no, Office Depot sells them like that.
Fuck?
Yeah, no, I know what he's talking
But
about.
they-
Office Depot has like candy and shit up front.
Yeah, but it's for
I've seen
office
it.
size that they only sell big ones, and they sell.
You call
They're
that
expensive as hell.
office
They're like
size?
$15-$20 a bag.
Damn, I bought my wife 2 half-pound Reese's peanut butter cups for $15.
Oh my god,
They're this big.
that's ridiculous.
They're the size of a hockey puck.
Do you remember those like giant Hershey Kisses? They probably still do that. And when you're like a kid and you're trying to eat this thing, you get like, so far
Dude,
down it, and then it gets
remember-
lost.
We had that when we were
Steve
kids.
and I-
We would nom that shit.
You were that
for
kid that
months.
let it go to waste. I was the one that ate that mine, and then it was all somebody like you. Oh, you can't finish that?
So Steve and I would get these for Christmas, the giant Hershey's Kisses, and we'd just let them go around the room, and we'd like find them under the bed.
And you
They
just,
were
like,
wrapped
take a
up,
bite
and
of
you'd
it.
fucking grab it, take a bite, put it back where you found it, or something, under the bed and shit.
Throw it somewhere else. It's a present for later.
Exactly.
I'm covering
For
under
like
a
2
pile
years,
of
we were
toys.
eating on this Hershey's Kiss. We'd find them random corners
Corners
of
like
the
some
bedroom.
chipmunks were eating it because there's like two like perfect like you use your front and teeth, your front and bottom and top teeth. Just
I
spray
loved
pop
that
some
shit when I was a
chocolate.
kid, but as an adult, that seems extremely impractical.
Extremely nasty.
Now you just
Yeah.
freaking smack it with a mallet or something and break it into chunks. And eat
See,
it.
I think.
Well, look at you thinking
You've
smart.
seen me down a good portion of Halloween candy, right?
Cock.
When I was a
Right.
kid.
That's what I was gonna say.
I ate. Cookie Monster!
Me want candy. All right. Anyway,
Can I talk about Elite Dangerous now? The new game
Yeah,
that I'm
go
really
ahead.
into right now
Wow.
is Elite Dangerous. Wow, counter number 4. I'm gonna have to make sure
Actually,
I get
that's
that every
5.
while. Is it 5?
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
number 6. It's another space sim. For some reason, I'm fucking crazy about space.
Which is
sims.
weird because I don't even give a shit about space. I'm all about RPGs and shit, fantasy.
I love space.
I
So
love
Final
space.
Frontier.
Have you played Elite Dangerous yet?
Space.
Okay, you're just being a fucking troll right now. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, you never played Portal 2?
Of course I played Portal 2. Oh.
The space guy. Space. Gotta see it. And just like at the end, he's in the background. Space. I know.
That game
we're in
has to
space.
be-
I know we are, mate.
That game has to be my favorite when it comes to ridiculous antics and shit. I always love the part where she's like, one of you is clearly doing better than the other. I'm not going to say which. Number one. Or blue, or whatever color you were. That was a great...
Elite Dangerous is.
What? Oh. Elite Dangerous is sick, dude.
It's sick.
I talked about it a little bit before. I was like, oh, fuck, it's grindy. And it is. It is. But fucking, I don't know. I just
Is it
really
space
love...
like Eve?
No, it's quite a bit different than Eve. You're actually in the cockpit. You have actual flight sim controls and
Like Space Citizen?
I don't know shit about Star Citizen, honestly.
Oh,
You dying
Star
over it?
Citizen?
Is that the one you were
Don't
thinking of?
correct me by just
Is
saying
that the one
it.
you were thinking of?
Yeah, Star Citizen.
As far as I know, Star Citizen is a game that's never coming out. Yeah. But Elite Dangerous is fucking cool, dude. It's not as hardcore as Eve when it comes to like losses. Like you don't lose as much. But it is way grindier. It just like takes a while to get up through the ranks. But there is a lot of shit to do. There's a lot of stuff to shoot at, and it's just a beautiful game overall. And it has a lot of really amazing exploration elements to it too, where you can literally go off into the middle of nowhere and you can find something that nobody's ever seen before or looked at. And I think that's really cool. I enjoy the shit out of that. I'm just kind of gearing up.
But you
to start
can't
doing
get
that.
out of your shit.
No, yeah, I'm disappointed in that too. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple things that the game is missing, I think, that would really bring it over the top for me, and that would be player-built stations, because space is so vast, right? I would love to be able to just take a station out into the middle of nowhere and live there, you know, and like mine research. And there's no industry. The economy is not an actual economy. What?
I was just remembering what happens in Eve stays in Eve.
You're fucking retarded.
Like we said, there was like 3 things in a row we said at the exact same time. Damn, we're both a bunch of damn nerds.
You are a fucking nerd. It's a pretty good game, though, man. I would recommend it to anybody who enjoys space sims or exploration. Like it's a sandbox. A sandbox is a great way to put it. I love sandbox games where they kind of just give you some tools and you get to go play with the tools however you like.
I like tools.
I like tools too.
I like my tool.
Oh, I like your tool too.
Oh!
Oh!
I threw up a little. No.
Just so you guys know, there's nothing happening.
So for people who don't like space sims, you got another game?
Yeah. So in the same realm of
Yeah.
in the same realm of exploration, and we're gonna be diving deep again, except for this time it's not into space. It's
delved
into
It's
the
in a
Too
butthole.
greedily.
it's deep up in a butthole.
wow.
It's in the sea actually. It's Subnautica is another game that I started playing.
Oh, you actually playing it?
Yeah, I fucking thoroughly enjoy that
Dude.
game. It is so
Okay,
amazing.
it.
hold on. I want to talk about this a little bit. Horror games don't really scare me. They kind of put me on edge, so I kind of stopped playing.
I see where you're going with this.
Subnautica scares the fuck out of me
Fucking
more than
right?
anything. I can't stand open water. I was just like, I started that game. I looked around. I'm like, nope, and just
dude,
turned it
it's
off. I never
terrifying.
played that game.
You start with the fucking pod that's like basically on fire still, and you have to put it all back together and everything. And again, it's
Can't do it. Can't do it.
it's very exploration, and that's the whole game is basically exploration. You start in a little pod, and then you can build your you can build like a little sea glide, which is just like a little propeller that you hold on to, and it flies you around. And you can work your way up to better submarines, and then you
You get like little exosuit, like underwater
Yep.
dive suits and stuff.
little prawn soup is what it's called. It's
Oh yeah, the prawns.
it's fucking.
So
cool,
you went
man.
from space, which is like the biggest frontier, to underwater, which is like the second biggest.
I thought you were gonna say the least big frontier
Yeah, I was about
for
to
a
say-
second. I was like, what?
Nah, we don't really know shit about the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
I think
The
we've,
Like,
we've
again,
seen a lot
the
more
second
space than we've seen
biggest.
of the bottom of our own oceans.
The second biggest frontier.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful game. Every time you dive somewhere new, I'm blown away by the visuals around me. It's always something amazing to look at, and it feels very alive too. There's a lot of life moving around all over the place.
It didn't used to be like that.
Floor. Yeah.
Originally, they've updated
the game just had its actual release a week or two ago or something. So, and I didn't even know it was actually releasing. I was just looking around for a cool game, and I'd seen this game before. And I hadn't really taken a good look at it until recently, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's completely solo play. Probably its greatest weakness is the fact that there's no multiplayer whatsoever, and I didn't like that. But it's still...
I love multiplayer and survival games.
Very, very good game. Fucking so highly recommended.
Very good.
You'll get like a good solid week's worth of play out of it before you play through all the content in the game. And even still, there's plenty more to explore.
There's like some crazy ass shit in there.
Yeah,
some of the monsters, they added even bigger ones now.
Dude, and you'll just be fucking tugging along, doing your thing, and then you'll just hear...
Turn around, there's freaking...
And this fucking
a
giant
Godzilla-sized fish.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking rolls up on you and grabs
you. It's crazy.
you.
Have you not seen this game?
No, I haven't.
You're on an alien planet that's nothing but water.
Yeah,
there's
what?
You
crash landed.
So you're not on Earth.
There's Leviathan-sized... underwater creatures that you could find in the depths that just instantly eat your ass.
The world is completely submerged for the most part. There's very little above water. It's an incredible game.
Yeah, I didn't catch that part that you were.
Yeah, you're space travelers that crash landed on this planet,
and you become underwater adventurers.
Underwater
you're completely by yourself. Everybody else dies, and you have to go find all their pods and shit to get a bunch of information, right? So you learn all these terrible stories of people dying in awful ways. Yeah. It's fucking cool game.
There's like underwater alien structures that you can get into and stuff.
Sounds like if you really think about it, it's really sad because there's probably you had to become friends with those people. And now you're just seeing them all die.
Well, I mean, you didn't watch them die, but you know that they did.
But to be fair, you could also think it's real sad because your character's eventually going to die.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's just...
by himself.
He's completely alone on this planet, but he's still dedicated to the science and exploring all this shit. So I think
with the release, the goal is to not only, explore and all that shit, but to get yourself off of the planet, which I believe has just been added.
It's actually possible, because I was going to talk about a game that I kind of overcome the fear of open waters with, which is Stranded Deep. Where you
said that game was shit.
It's okay. It's getting better.
Bitch,
No,
I deleted the download.
No,
because you said it was shit.
I said it was kind of boring, but that was a while ago. It's been months and months they updated it. You can you can fight giant squids and stuff now. There's actually a story. You can actually
Is that similar?
Get rescued. Yeah, it's imagine Subnautica, only instead you're like Castaway the movie, right? You're on an island and you have a little shitty raft and you have to go to island to island to collect all the sticks and twigs you can.
So it's not underwater.
You can't go underwater, and there's underwater shipwrecks where you can find shit like flare guns and actual useful stuff.
The currency is volleyballs too, so
you can find Wilson.
Well, I mean, you couldn't have an island survival game without a nod to Castaways. Yeah. It wouldn't be right.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. There's island snakes that hide in the grass, freaking bite your ass when you're walking around.
Don't step on snake.
Island snakes. Yeah, freaking step on island snakes.
Tread on snake.
Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on snake.
Fuck yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love those single player adventure games. I've been playing a bunch of them. I played Stanley Parable as well recently. And that game
now you start playing this shit as I'm trying to recommend these games to you, and now Eve's dying and he's playing all these games.
Well, friends to play with
Stanley Parable's
any
awesome.
game that doesn't have people to play with is dead. It's dead to everybody because there's no...
I don't know. It depends.
I don't know. I enjoy more single-player games than
I played a bunch of single-player driven games that are like...
Well, if they're single-player games, they're meant to be single-player.
Well, here's one thing is Path of Exile.
Oh my fucking
I'm gonna kill you. You're talking about Eve.
You were talking about Eve.
I wasn't...
So, no, there's a point I'm bringing this up. There's a point I'm bringing this up. Path of Exile is an online game. It's an online action RPG. But there is a huge portion of the community that just plays the game solo. So much, in fact, that
But
they
that's
made a
like
game
Diablo
mode.
2 and
Oh, yeah.
stuff
They
like
made
that.
a game
Solo
mode,
self-found.
solo self-found, where you can't trade with people.
What is the
and
point
you
of
can't
that?
party with
I
people.
don't understand what the point of that is.
I
Because
mean,
you
it's
don't-
fun to
Does
play
it
self-found.
change like the loot tables and stuff?
It
Yeah.
does.
I feel like it should better
'Cause-
them because you're by yourself. You can't trade.
Yeah, because I
It-
mean, if you
I
wanted
mean-
to do that, then just don't trade with anybody.
It doesn't. It kind of just prolongs characters, and there's a whole leaderboard tied to
Oh,
it.
okay, that makes sense too.
There's a whole
You can be
leaderboard.
like 100% I'm on top of the solo self-found board.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
is harder
and
than-
that's where divination cards come in, because there is farmable items.
But see, there's not very many games.
There
that
are loot tables where, like, a certain boss will
Oh.
drop a specific unique in that game.
My
Not much,
thing is,
but
it's like I don't know. You can't play Destiny by yourself very long.
but if they had solo self-found mode in it, you could.
Or if they added some story.
Or if
Well,
they had
that's the
some
thing, that's the
stories.
That's the thing. A lot of multiplayer.
Give you something else to do in that game besides the shitty multiplayer.
In case you missed it,
I love how he said that kind of under his breath, like.
in case you missed it, Kyle, they're talking about Destiny.
We bring it around. What can I talk about? What do I talk about a lot? PUBG? I've been playing a lot of PUBG lately.
No, you gotta go talk about Left 4 Dead.
No, actually, that's a good question. If there is a game that he has talked about more than any other game, what would
Binding
it be?
of Isaac.
I did talk a lot about Binding of Isaac.
We really need to find Steve's balls now.
Alright,
I go low too.
we should start
I'll
talking
leave that
about...
to the
Okay,
brother.
good to know.
Oh, you don't make me
I'm
Morgan
not
Freeman on your
touching
ass.
or looking
Dude,
for
I'll
another
Morgan
man's
Freeman
balls.
the shit out of this
Chicken to
situation
China,
right
The
now.
Chinese chicken. You got a drumstick.
And your
and your
brain
brain
starts
stops
clicking.
Watch the X-Files with no lights on.
Keep going. I'm enjoying this.
I don't know
the whole
clearly
song.
too much. Kyle, you know we can't see what you're doing, and you're like have your hands in the
doing?
sleeping
It's like
bag,
you're
and you're
just-
telling Steve to keep going. You're enjoying
You
it.
know what though?
Don't want to know what's going on
Steve,
in here.
over here. I don't want to know this.
I might have farted in the sleeping bag.
Oh my god!
Do you guys want to
Were
find
you
out?
whiffing it?
What is happening?
All right.
Podcast
Okay,
is
okay.
breaking
Back
down.
to games. Back to games.
What are games?
Do we have any
down.
other games we want to talk about? Keith, you have a game? Steve, you have a game?
First, he
I gotta
said
remember
something
what
about
I've been
dying
playing.
games.
What?
And
Dying games?
Are you about to talk about
Yes.
fucking
Destiny?
Destiny right now?
no,
That's a
in this
dead game.
case, he said no. That it's still
Oh, dude,
More
I
alive
got
than
games
alive.
to talk about. Yeah.
Good for
Okay,
you.
good.
Shut the fuck up.
Talk
But
about 'em on your own
anyways,
time now.
my this is more news on the first one.
What?
Then I have an actual
First
game
one?
that I want to talk
We haven't
about.
got to the first one yet, Keith.
The first one? Neo? I guess he was
The
the
Path
only
of
one.
Neo.
He was the only one.
Matrix.
good game.
That was awesome.
I lost my
Sorry,
shit.
Peter.
playing that
Guys,
game.
make me lose my.
I'm sorry.
Y'all
I
about
lost,
to make me lose my mind.
I lost my shit playing that game when you got so powerful that you grabbed dudes by the ankles and started using them as nunchucks.
Okay, I got it.
That was the
Paragon.
shit.
He's got it. He's got it, you guys.
All right.
Oh, Paragon.
Paragon is literally being shut down by Epic.
It's
Yeah.
being shut
Oh,
down.
really?
Well,
Yeah,
not,
there-
I mean,
there-
not yes for
not-
people
there's
who
not
play
enough-
it, but
There's not.
that
There's
game
not
has been dead
you're
for
like-
years.
Isn't that the game you play, Keith?
That game could have
that's a
disappeared
game
3 years
that,
ago. I would
that
have
I
never
stopped
noticed.
playing since they changed up the game.
You used to play it all the time.
Yeah, I liked
Like,
it. I
oh,
loved
a
it.
month
hold
ago.
on, hold on. You want to talk about games that died? Have you guys heard of what the fuck is
Marvel Heroes?
No,
That
game did die.
I can see my breath. Holy balls.
We've been able to for hours.
Just
Yeah.
don't think about it too much.
Um,
I'm in a sleeping bag. I'm good.
I'm pretty
can't-
cozy.
remember what it's called. It's like Kick something.
Kickstarter.
No, but anyway, it's a hero shooter,
It's a
right?
game.
And they tried to compete with Overwatch. Did you know this hero shooter came out the same time Overwatch did?
Of course not, because Overwatch was
Because
way
you've
better.
never heard of it.
Oh, I
Guess how
think I
many
know what
peop-
you're talking about,
Guess how
but-
many people they have concurrent players right
What?
now? 24 is their peak.
That is hilarious. What was the other game that came out? Very similar. It was such a close ripoff. I couldn't believe that existed.
Paladins, which
Thank
was
you.
by Hi-Rez, people who made Smite. That's actually more of what I was going to talk about. So Hi-Rez cannot fucking come up with an original idea to save their life. They come up with Smite after Dota and League get popular. They come up with Paladins right after Overwatch. they are trying to turn Paladins into a battle royale game. They're gonna have a battle royale mode in Paladins.
Because
They're hero
fucking
shooter.
that.
Because PUBG.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
They're
and,
doing
PUBG and Fortnite.
Fortnite did the same thing.
Next, they're doing World of War Smite.
Yeah. World of War Smite Royale.
Shit.
That's pretty good.
It's a MMO PUBG like arena.
Arena. It's a PUBG. They're literally
MMO
trying to make.
PUBG.
Don't forget they're gonna put a little bit Grand Theft Auto in there with the.
That's funny.
dildos.
You just used
Indiana
PUBG.
Jones.
Yeah.
You just
As
used
a
PUBG
genre?
as a genre. You just used PUBG as
That's
a genre.
because I couldn't think of the genre name.
It's battle royale, but
Okay, yeah.
But this is definitely the best of the battle royale games for sure.
Yeah, that's what I've seen so many
You say
arguments.
so. I don't know. I can't get into it.
I've seen so many arguments about.
Not much of a shooter person, right? Or like
I mean, yeah. If
the battle royale.
If it feels good, it feels kind of janky.
Well,
to
you
me.
didn't.
you haven't played it recently, have you?
I mean, I have.
It's so nice now.
What's recent?
I played it on the PC and the Xbox. I don't know, like a month or two ago.
I can't say that I've played it in that time because I haven't played PUBG in days.
It's
I
so
don't know.
much better now.
It does-
It just gets better and better every update.
Okay, but I don't know. When I played it, it felt janky.
What,
compared
janky
to-
how?
Janky, I don't know. It's got to be real smooth, like Call of Duty smooth to me.
Yeah, see,
I
that's
don't know.
just preference because
I think
you didn't
it's-
play a lot of DayZ.
I think it's
and that
pretty
was probably for the
close.
same reason because the controls were like real felt
The
kind of
fuck is
sluggish.
DayZ?
DayZ, Armor
Are you
3,
fucking
Okay,
kidding?
Armor 2. I
okay.
mean,
Okay, I
birth
just needed
of
a
this type
reminder.
of game.
but
Needed a reminder.
you never really played it. I got used to that game, that shooting mechanics, like how it's kind of got a little bit of acceleration that you can't get rid of and all that stuff. I got used to that from DayZ, so switching to PUBG, I was like, yeah, this is natural. Like the being able to move while crouched, look around by holding a button and stuff
that
like
is
that.
the one thing that I cannot get over in games now. Being able to alt look around. I do that in every fucking first person shooter I play.
Yeah.
The only one that fucking works in is like Arma and fucking
and
PUBG. It
PUBG.
kills me. I think that's
so
a
ridiculous.
requirement now.
It's so nice. I love in PUBG just being able to lay in a bush and just look around, like because people can move their head and look
I
behind
lay in
them.
a bush in real life.
Want to know what I hate about a lot of shooters? A lot of people complain about, oh, that's not realistic because I can't do it. It's like, are you trained in the like? There's a lot of these games that like people don't realize how little they are doing compared to what they can do. Because they haven't gone to the military or that. They're just playing video games and saying, oh, you can't move that fast when you're crouching or something like that.
Oh,
Like,
that's just nitpicking.
Yeah,
but
and it's
just
really
nose
annoying.
picking.
It's like, okay, you're not a super soldier like fucking Destiny's character. You're not a
I don't
elite
think Destiny's
sniper like
characters are super. I'm just kidding.
Super.
They are pretty super. Thanks for asking.
Oh god.
I
Sorry.
kind of get what you're saying,
I didn't mean
Keith,
to throw
but
you
at
off.
the same time, I feel like the only ones that you notice are the people who just like say it in general, like this is unrealistic. It's like, yeah, it's unrealistic. It's a fucking video game. That's the
Yeah,
point.
it's okay. We can suspend belief for a handful of things. It's okay.
And then yeah, we'll talk about nitpicking. People are like Call of Duty, like, oh, you can't reload a sniper rifle in 0.2 seconds.
You know what though? I have to. There is one nitpick that I agree with about PUBG, and it's that the camera in first-person mode is way too low.
Too low?
Too low to the ground. It feels like you're a goddamn little person.
Fucking
I
slugging
did
around.
notice
and-
something. I did notice something weird in Fallout 4 the other day when I was playing it, and I was in power armor.
And you're
Like
kinda
I
a
was
little bit
standing there
crouched.
talking to a super mutant in first person. You know, I was like, the camera was like a foot below the super mutant's head. But then I went in third person, and in the power armor, I was just as tall as the super mutant.
Yeah,
I'm like,
That shit
If you
kills me.
notice-
That shit kills me.
Yeah.
Have
that's
you
annoying.
seen-
I'm like, make me a little
Have
taller.
you seen the idle animation for a character model that's in power armor without the power armor on it? Their neck and arms are stretched out to fit in the power armor.
Yeah.
Their neck, arm, and legs are all stretched out so they look like fucking Slenderman.
That is the most hilarious bug in that game, by the way.
That's why you just got to make invisible power armor. Is where it's at.
Yeah, it's
pretty cool.
yeah, because the first person camera remains on like the normal character model's height, and then the third person goes over the shoulder slightly up to the
Everything
power
I
armor.
know is a fucking lie.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I did always wonder why it looked so awkward in the armor. It's like, this isn't right, but I'm just gonna go kill shit with it.
I don't know why he
give a
doesn't just
fuck.
stay where he does and when he climbs in it, you know what I'm saying?
Words
Like,
of
that
stuff
kid
and
does,
things.
yeah.
But
those things.
on a game
Where he is when he climbs in it. When he climbs in it, he looks good.
on a game that I'm actually playing and haven't played in a while until I got my computer fixed. The mini games in Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. You remember
Oh,
Hero
the
Line
arcade games.
Hero
you're talking
Line
about?
Wars and
I never played a lot
Footies.
of those. Kyle and I got down on a few StarCraft 2 arcade games. But
I really miss it. Evolve.
There
I'm
was a
looking for Evolve
short
today.
amount of time where we were playing a few of them. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, we were
there
doing
was
some
Warcraft
cool
3.
tower
It's like
defense
that's where
ones.
Dota was made.
Yes,
That's where- yeah.
It's true.
That's where it originated.
Town of
Wow,
Salem, which
what
is an
a-
actual game now.
Observation for wow! I had to get in on all of them.
Yeah, we were playing a few of those. But speaking of your computer, Keith, so you got it up and running?
Yes.
You messaged me that. So
Yes.
so is it running good? Did you like wipe the OS or something?
No.
Come on!
Come on.
I didn't wipe the OS because it wasn't needed. I'm still worried about a couple things with the. It looks like there's a couple of parts that are warped. Mainly something to do with the card, the video card. Sorry.
Graphics card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, the reason I asked that is because on the band, what we used to message each other, you said some shit and I did not understand a single
is that
fucking
what?
lick
That's what I'm talking
of what
about.
that
Yeah.
was.
I
Hold
read
on.
that. I was like, what
I'm
the
gonna
fuck?
bring it up and then you tell me what the hell you
I
were
just
talking
read that
about
like
with
an
this.
hour ago before we started.
Oh my god! I feel like this is gonna be our new mini game.
Yeah. So
Shit, Keith says.
Sometimes my phone always. I use voice to text because I can't get.
okay. This one here. What the fuck are you doing, Kyle?
He's kind of posting shit.
No, I don't know what he's doing. He's like playing in the sleeping bag.
He's playing on his phone.
No, I'm
What?
not.
You-
You've
What
been
are
on
you-
your phone the whole time.
What are you doing
Not
on your phone?
even.
Yeah, you
Play
have.
shit.
Half the time.
Okay, so
Just
Keith.
all the time
Okay,
while I haven't been
everyone,
talking.
everyone listen. What the hell does this mean, Keith? You messaged and said, I just got here, play of a gamer's wet dreams.
What?
77 games total from that person. What?
Yeah, Keith, I think you were trying to text someone, but we're actually typing in band and didn't notice. That's
No,
what I assumed.
No, I
Because
didn't.
No,
what
that
the
sounds
fuck-
like it could have been
There's a
Cortez.
voice-
What the hell does that mean?
He's
Keith?
got 77 games, guys.
I
Read his
just
back-
got here, play of a gamer's wet dreams. What does that mean?
I did not say wet dreams. I don't
That's
know.
what the thing said.
Straight up wet dreams.
That's what
What
I
I
was
was
trying
trying
to
to
say, Keith.
Like, listen to
What
me.
were you
see what
trying to say?
He's getting mad.
You keep on speaking over me when I'm trying to say something.
Wet dreams. Go ahead.
I was trying to say, I just got, what is it called? Steam. SharePlay.
Family share?
Family share, yeah.
Okay.
SharePlay from
What?
my cousin
What?
Chris.
And then.
No, that's not even close.
Game wet dreams?
I don't know. My
So
phone's
he
weird.
got
Were you
77
excited about
wet
it?
I don't.
dreams from
It
all these
says
new
weird
games
things.
he's
I don't
playing.
know what it's like. My
My mouth
phone has a
says weird
perverted
things.
mind or something.
Perverted mind.
Your mouth has a perverted mind? That's
No.
a fucking interesting
Hey, my
concept.
phone
right
went
there.
No,
up
the phone.
2%.
The phone. It is all
Yeah.
to do with the phone.
Your phone is a perv. Dirty boy. Dirty boy.
Okay, anyway. Any more games before we move on to something
There was
else?
something, but I distracted myself with
I thought I
yelling
was talking
about
about-
paladins.
What were you
Wow.
talking about? Paragon.
No, I
They
said
died.
that was a news thing.
Okay.
Like a fucking.
News with Keith.
Yeah, Paragon's dying.
Paragon's dying. Which I thought was a very popular game because Keith and Josh were all about it like 2 months ago.
Oh, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people still playing it, but beyond that point, the
Kyle,
game.
Man, there
What-
was a
are
lot
you
of people
playing
playing
Solitaire or some
Club
shit?
Penguin when that shit
You
shut
have to
down.
pay for that shit.
You
I
have
ain't
to pay
paying
for
no
Solitaire?
You have
Well,
to pay
basically,
to play.
well, think about it. Epic's got they were looking for a game that they got popular, and then they got Fortnite. Fortnite's more popular by
Fortnite
far.
is-
Oh, they made
Why
Fortnite?
is Fortnite popular, by the way?
I don't know.
It's so, like,
It's gonna
janky.
be a dying fad
Because
within a year.
the people,
I agree with that
the
completely.
people who want to play a battle royale that get mad at PUBG.
Because they.
Well, hold
yeah,
on now.
No, I.
Fortnite
no, I
didn't
can
even
dig.
start as a battle royale game.
No,
they were
I-
just piggybacking on the
I
success.
get what Brad's
of-
saying. Though. I honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like I could win
That
if I
probably is a
practiced.
thing.
I could win like 90% of my Fortnite games.
Talking about the battle royale, right?
Yeah, the battle royale.
I hate it
Because
for
I
battle
feel like
royale.
it's so. I feel like it's so much smaller of
I
a
think
learning curve.
it's
But
very
people ride
silly.
rockets in that game.
Exactly. You can do a lot of goofy stuff. Like, you can win by building up to the build height. This is the problem with it, I think, is the building. Like, if you get good at the building, then you have a
Agreed.
huge advantage.
I've
over
seen
stuff
people
like
they will turn around and ninja drop 2 walls and then keep
that.
running.
And then you're in cover. Like, that's
Yeah.
stupid. You
Yeah,
just can build
exactly.
cover right next to you. But people build from outside of like the death circle. They build from outside of the death circle. They build a ramp up to the build height, and then just stay right on the edge of the circle, building platforms at the build height. Nobody looks up,
that makes
and you can win just by sitting up there with one med kit.
And you just walk your way.
Yeah, walk your way directly to the center of the circle and outliving everybody. I've seen my friend do it. He made a clip of it on Xbox. He did it. It's so easy to do stuff like that, and I feel like PUBG, no matter what, will come down to, at some point in every single match, will come down to some skill in shooting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For the most part, and when you're solo, for example, in the last two, you're definitely you're looking for each other. You're hyper aware, and the first person who gets the drop wins.
And that's the only time I win. Whenever, most of the time, given a few exceptions where I've killed everybody in the top 10. But
that's always fucking awesome.
Yeah,
feeling, right?
Trust me, I felt badass.
Like, there's like fucking 6 people left. Oh, there goes another. There goes another.
Boom,
oh
just
yeah.
taking
Oh,
heads
just
over
get
again.
him.
But almost every game that I've won, I had 3, maybe 4 kills, and all 3 of them were within the last 15.
Have you
I didn't see anybody. I kept sneaking in on the edge of the circle, and I would see people before they saw me.
Have you ever won a game with no kills?
No, the least I've won with is 1.
PUBG, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't even know how we got back on it. I guess we were talking about the Battle Royale game.
Well, he brought up Fortnite. Yeah, we're talking about how we don't know.
We're talking about
I would agree
terrible
with you.
games.
I don't understand.
All I know is I was trying to
how
talk
Fortnite
about
is so
Hero Line
popular.
Wars and shit like that off of
Hero Wine Wars?
You know what?
Line
It's
Wars.
free to play.
Yeah,
And
I think that's why.
Above all, free to play will fucking win, dude.
Okay. Woo! Thought that went off. That
Everything is gonna be alright, alright.
There's something
But
I just talk about. What have I been playing?
That's one of the things I miss is the whole build a game within a game feeling. You know, because like there's a lot to
Fortnite Battle Royale.
Dude,
Oh boy!
Minecraft.
Battle
We
Royale.
used to do
Dude,
that.
that's one thing I like about
Battle
Minecraft.
Royale.
One
Minecraft
time,
had
Kyle
100
and I
games
were
back
like,
in
we're
the
gonna build a story game.
Oh,
No
dude,
doubt.
we probably
We
done
built
that
a cool little
times.
town.
We've probably done that a couple times, and because it's so much work,
I
and
know.
I don't have the patience for that shit.
Well,
I built like one dope ass build, and I'm like, sweet, I don't want to build another.
TNT
Yeah,
Just
pretty
delete that
much.
world.
That sounds about Minecraft.
Minecraft minigames TNT run.
We
Like,
kind of started that Minecraft thing for a minute. I totally forgot about that already. I was so disappointed with the servers, I didn't want to play anymore.
Oh, yeah, that was
Oh.
terrible. I was having fun.
And all my
All
money
my
goes
items
to
turned
Eve
into
later.
items. I think we can move on from video games.
Wait, what do you want to move on to?
Oh, I don't remember what I was going to talk about. There was some other. What have I been playing?
I don't know.
I played. I've been playing some PUBG, some Call of Duty,
Why do you play terrible games?
some Dark Souls 3 again.
I still feel like I haven't even
No,
really
that's-
talked
I mean,
about
that's it.
those games. Like everybody else starts talking about something.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Well, Hero Line Wars, like you guys remember playing it, right? Like the
Playing what? Sorry?
I don't
Hero
know.
Line Wars.
I
Nobody
don't know
knows
what
what
that
you're
is,
talking
Keith.
about,
You were
Keith.
the only one
That's why
that's
we
ever
don't
played that.
respond, because we don't know what you're talking
The
about.
only game I ever played with you was Diablo, man.
He's talking about StarCraft arcade game. We never
Oh.
played
Well,
that.
no, it's not an arcade game. It's a player-made game.
That's what
That's
he's
those,
Same
referring
thing!
to.
those are
Arcade games.
those are called arcade games. That section is called arcade.
Not
Your-
anymore, I guess.
The original
They changed
Dota.
it.
StarCraft 2 arcade is where all those games are.
Well, yeah, but
Fuck,
well,
I would have
all
not
of
even
them.
started StarCraft in years.
Warcraft 3 had those games like in their
yeah, but
best
StarCraft 2
first.
named them arcade.
Yeah, but I just remember playing those. Like, there's Hero Line Wars, and you basically minions would come down, and you have a hero, and you build. You're allowed to pick their skills and just take your hero out.
Pretty much
and-
the tower defense.
Except when there's no tower. You
I think,
are the tower.
I think it'd be more like
Dynasty Warriors?
What was that one?
Sounds like Dynasty Warriors.
It kind,
Ogres, orcs versus humans? No.
it kind of has the
We were talking about it not that
Orcs
long
must
ago.
Orcs
die.
must die.
Orcs must die.
yeah.
I think
Well,
it's
yeah.
more like that, where you're like your character is the defense from the fort of the fort.
Yeah, except less of the tower.
I want to play
stuff.
4-player Orcs Must Die. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Orcs Must Die.
There is a
Playing
new
with-
Magicka game.
Magicka
Two?
3?
Magicka 3, y'all. I always like
Three.
those games.
Magicka 2
Or
has
is
been
it?
out for
I
a
don't
while.
remember. But
Magicka was cool because
I saw that there was a new game.
Me and
that
Josh gotta play
released,
those
I
games. So I
believe.
could probably talk about that then. Like
What,
so
Magicka?
Josh.
No,
Orcs Must Die.
No,
My
Hero.
Hero.
StarCraft Arcade.
Games that nobody
Hero.
knows but you and a small handful of other people. It's very
Handful.
niche. Very niche.
Handful.
More people
Bullshit.
play Eve online than that.
Jimmy used to play that with me. Josh, Brandon,
$1 million
Jeremy,
battle, Keith.
Jake.
I can hold
It
all
was
those.
very
Josh
disappointing. I'm disappointed in all
Okay, I'm
those
sorry. I
people.
shouldn't have said anything.
What?
You know, and I couldn't even play Eve that
I
day
can name-
because
Quiet.
that shit happened in
I'm
my
sorry.
neighborhood. That happened
so
in my
sorry.
neighborhood, and tie-dye was so bad in the
Kyle's
surrounding
like
system.
peeking out the window going, can I come out and play now?
I mean,
I'm so
all
sorry.
I could do was get in a ship cloaked up in system and watch nothing happen.
You should have totally just like zipped through the middle of them. Like, just screaming the whole time.
Nah, dude, the second you get close enough to anybody, bitches are trigger happy as fuck, dude. They will
That would
slap
have
your
been
ass.
great because if you were like neutral and nobody knew what side you were on, you could have started the war, Kyle.
It doesn't
You
work
coulda
like
fucking-
that.
No, you could have
So
started
say
the war.
you should.
Yeah, you could have started the war.
could've
Dude,
done
the
it.
war has been going forever. This
could've-
conflict, too, that part of it was, it's an escalation of things that have happened over the last, like, 10 years.
That was a Call of Duty
That's
map
enough.
pack for Black Ops 1.
I don't know. I think Eve has a very rich and immersive history just in the player history. That's probably another one of the coolest things about that game. Next. We'll stop
I
talking
want to
about
go to Magica 3.
Do you?
We were talking about Magica.
Dude,
that
so
game
I love that game, especially
the
because you
spell
can hit your
combos.
friends. You can hit all your friends with all your spells.
I'm immune to lightning, and
You
then it chain lightnings to
fucking
everybody else.
everybody.
But we're not.
Yeah, no,
So
that
cool.
the spell combos were sick because you'd like mix elements and then you'd mix like whether it's AOE, projectile, whatever, you know.
Eventually, you just
self-cast.
learn whatever the fucking strongest one is, and you spam
You'd
the
spam-
shit out
yeah,
of that.
you'd
But
have
it's
a
still,
handful.
It's still fun to be like fire, water,
Or like
water, fire.
you get like the beam set up, and then like don't
Oh, dude,
cross the
the
beam,
beam-
and the
Yeah.
spreads or it
Oh,
explodes.
yes, exactly. That was the best part. If you could make a calculated explosion in a very specific
like Iron Man. Iron Man 2. But
No, that reminds me of that meme where the kid drops his ice cream. He's like, "Rah!" And then it's like they cut it to Iron Man blasting people at the start of Iron Man 1.
that's cool. That game is cool because that game is cool because you'd like learn your own personal spells. It wouldn't be like no set. This is the best.
It would
this is that, or
definitely feel
whatever.
like
you'd get
I
your own
discovered-
handful of tricks.
it felt
Yeah.
like I discovered
Yep.
these spells, even though obviously there's a lot of preset combinations.
And the
but yeah,
cool little wizard-looking dudes were helped cool.
they were so cool. I love that game. It's really
So
simple,
cool.
really fun. I don't know. I think we can get into that. It would be really silly fun for us to play. We never play anything, by the way. I don't know if
No,
podcast listeners know this, but we never play anything together.
no,
Whoa.
we're all solo.
We did play
self-found.
Minecraft together for a quick minute.
We're all
Yeah.
solo self-found.
Also,
There's a meme in the Path of Exile community where you say something and you just end with solo self-found. By the way, because it's just
really
like
funny.
bragging rights.
I have not been keeping up on the Path of Exile subreddit. I hate the Path of Exile subreddit. I don't know why.
Really, I love it.
I don't know why.
I think it's
I don't
just
go to
full of
video
cool
game
shit.
subreddits.
I do. I go to Eve subreddit so fucking much, dude. And I've been going to the Elite Dangerous subreddit a lot.
Kyle's like, I created the best Destiny subreddit.
I created a pretty
So-
good Destiny subreddit. I was
So-
pretty stoked on that, dude.
My Reddit account is 5 years old now,
Uh-huh.
and I realized, I don't know why it took me so long to realize, but people on Reddit will say this all the time, it is like 100% reposts.
What?
It's just, like every single thing that somebody posts that gets more than like 500 upvotes.
It gets
On Reddit?
reposted eventually, yeah.
No, I've already seen it.
It's
No,
already a repost.
It's
Yeah.
already repost like 10 times over. I'm like,
And the shit
wait,
that
I've
kills,
seen this before.
The shit that kills me
and
the
then
most.
I realized I've seen it like 10 times, and I'm like,
The shit that
alright.
kills me the most about reposts is when people post it with the tagline that suggests that this just happened to them.
Yeah.
Very specifically. And I'm like, I saw that fucking 2 months ago.
There was one where I had to, because there's like different like websites for Reddit that like let you look up how many times that particular picture's been posted or something.
Oh man, that's funny. I want to check
And
that
I
out.
saw one where this guy's like, "Oh, my house burned down last week." I'm like, I saw that 6 months ago.
Yeah, your house
I
burned
saw
down
that
last
picture.
week,
I
every
looked it up.
week.
It was
I
posted
think.
by somebody else, and I looked it up and I found the original post. And
actual
I was
OP?
like, really?
The OGOP?
Yeah, I was like, really? Because that that happened to you 10 months ago. And like I commented that, and I was like the only person to comment on that picture. Like I said,
Was it? So,
I said that happened to you 10 months ago, and that like because in Reddit you can make like whatever you want the link. So I just put that, and the whole thing that I posted was the link to the original post from 10 months ago, where somebody completely different account said the exact same thing with my house just burnt down last night.
I'll never understand the need for people to get Reddit karma.
They're bored on
Why do you
It's
care
so
fucking much?
I have like 2,000 like regular karma.
I got
and,
lots of
200
points.
comment karma.
Yeah, I got lots of comic karma.
I don't
I have
interact
no
anything
karma.
on Reddit.
Occasionally I'll say something
I'm
on
weird.
like a...
I'm weird
an
on Reddit.
Reddit.
I only like to say something when I have something bad to say. When I think your opinion is terrible and I want to tell you how stupid you are, I will say something. Or in Eve, if I have some information that I can give people that they're asking, I will do that. But that's about it. That's about as good as it. Usually though, I'm just like, how did you come to? I saw this one day. Fucking shit blew my mind. It had it was a adults on board sticker. Also, right, poking fun at the baby on board thing, and one of the comments
like
was,
adults on board, we want to live too, or something.
Yeah, something stupid like that. Who cares? But one of the comments in there was, that's pretty obvious that you guys are trying to smuggle drugs around. And
wait, what?
I had to reply to this guy.
Is that like?
How
is that your reaction?
Fuck
like,
did
wait,
you
what?
guess? How did you see this? And your first thought is, oh yeah, they're obviously trying to hide drugs. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm pretty sure you're
And then
on
I
drugs,
argue
dude.
with this guy for like 5 comments, and it ended with me like, "You're too stupid to know that you're stupid." I'm done with this.
Did I ever tell you guys that? I'm sure I did, that all those Facebook posts where people are like, answer with how we met or blah blah blah, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I decided I was gonna start randomly putting random comments in there.
Just start trolling.
Like one dude's
Yes.
like comment 2 words that I've said to you before, or something like that.
and just like put it, I'm gay.
And I just put random stuff, dude. But anyway, I know I've already said it before, so.
Oh wait, that's
I don't think so. Maybe you haven't. I never heard.
No, I don't think he said that. He's like comment on how we met and repost this, and I wrote 1 word, man, cheesy poofs.
That's amazing.
And you just know that anybody else who
I
looks
did
at
that. I
is
did
like,
that randomly.
the fuck does that mean?
to other people's, like, I can't even remember exactly. I could go
Something
through
that
my
somebody's
Facebook.
tagged in. You gotta comment
I'm
on
sorry.
that, so it's not like actually one of your friends.
That's actually a good response because, like, if they find that offensive, they're idiots. That just, I would
And I
laugh
don't need
if
you
I
to
got
buy
if I did send that, which I'll never send one of those stupid things.
I don't believe you for a second.
The cheesy poops. Come on, everybody doesn't go cheese puffs.
Okay,
they say
listen.
cheesy
Not K,
poops.
you can't have my cheesy pussy. Not K, not K.
What Brad was trying to say, the words between the lines, was that we're all brothers, and that cheesy poofs should bring us back together.
Oh man.
Made the cheesy post.
Not that complicated, man.
I love when people read into like musical lyrics, like try to read it like, what's the meaning of the song?
Yeah, people do that to lots of
people are like,
movies,
I don't know,
music.
The artist is like, I don't know, I wrote a song about stabbing a bitch.
There's been, I love seeing that shit too. Like, so what does the song really mean? He's like, I don't know, dude. I was just fucked up one day. I had a good idea.
Yeah, people.
You realize this shit is mostly gibberish, right? We just pander to you bitches.
Nice.
Yeah, they start agreeing that they're Illuminati when they're like, fine, I'm Illuminati. The fuck? What do you want from me? I'm not gonna sit here and play.
Whoa, kid.
Should we move on to our mini game?
A mini game.
Oh,
Got a mini game.
You got a mini game, but at first I wanted to talk about. I've been trying to get away from games for a while because I wanted to talk about a movie that I watched.
Oh shit!
Netflix exclusive movie.
Well, all you had to do was say
Will Smith movie.
Oh, that movie was
Right.
fucking bad.
Did you
Bad.
watch it?
I predicted everything.
What? You
I
watched
predicted everything. I was like, oh, here's a very obvious fucking plot point.
Okay.
So-
I love that movie.
It is very predictable. I agree with you.
It
But
is-
I also agree with Brad.
That's
That movie
what-
was fucking great.
Every movie is predictable. I can predict the ending of every movie.
No,
but
there's
that's
even
not
kind
the
of
From
point.
Hollywood, especially if it comes from Hollywood.
Okay,
Once
the
it is
reason
This is
Hollywood,
not come from Hollywood. This just came straight out of Netflix Studios, baby.
The reason I love this movie.
I don't know. You're right.
The reason I love this movie was because of the world. The world
was pretty cool.
Was a modern world if society started with all these mystical creatures.
And in the future a bit too, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. No, but I mean, it was basically the modern world today, but if all these creatures really existed. Orcs, you know,
I thought it was
elves,
fairies,
yeah.
Centaurs. The orc is working with him.
The orc is a cop. Did you watch that movie?
I love that movie.
That movie's awesome.
I love that movie.
It was sick as hell, dude.
Listen,
it was a good action movie.
The predictability of it fucking killed it for me. You know, they started off with like
the end
only
of the Revenant.
A certain kind of human can hold this. I'm like, well, obviously Will Smith can hold it.
No, they said a certain like creature. I thought
when they said that
to me, I thought maybe the orc would become a bright.
I totally was. I knew from the beginning. They're like all brights are the only ones that can have wands. I was like, yeah, Will Smith. He's gonna.
Will Smith is obviously a fucking bright, right?
But Will Smith was a badass officer.
It was such a good movie.
It was, dude.
Good. I probably should have said spoilers before we got into this because it is pretty new, but major spoilers. Right?
I don't know, man. It's
about
on
right now.
It's pretty fucking accessible.
The best part was when he fucking just turned and just fucking capped the.
I'm sorry. It is a big name. If you're a big name, everything in your thing's gonna be predictable because one factor, they're gonna make the star, the person that does the main thing.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You can't fight it because
he doesn't.
Why?
He never dies, right? Like
we
the star never dies.
We as a people, and I'm talking about all over the world, feed into the main character. We're like, we know that actor. We know that actor. And like, we don't want the main characters to die. We don't like.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
I want to learn about the cop main
character. Kim Jong Un or whatever his name is. He's the main character of North Korea. You can't die. It's like a video game. He never goes to the bathroom. He can't die.
He can do no wrong.
He has no butthole.
God damn it! That movie's so great. That movie's so good.
But it's the biggest flaw of Hollywood and all that.
I don't think it's a flaw. I mean, there's
to do it so much.
There's only a certain amount of story arcs that you can follow.
Yeah.
You're bumping the fucking microphone.
The good guys have a problem. They go and they solve that problem. They win at the end. Whatever.
Well, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's about the journey. It's not about the end.
The
majority of people don't like stories where the hero doesn't end. I do.
I don't give a fuck about those people.
But I do think that there has to be a new way of doing it. Like Game of Thrones does it. Like Game of Thrones has a.
That's the thing is, Game of Thrones is like a giant epic.
It's hard epic. Yes, there you go. You used it correctly. Thank you.
A giant epic soap opera.
Epic.
Damn, that is the.
But it's a good one.
That might be
I'm not debating that.
And what's it called? Game of Thrones. It didn't start in Hollywood. Game of Thrones started on pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's the thing,
dude. That's what I'm wondering. If Bright was based off of a book or a book series, I would read the shit out of that.
I would have to agree.
There's gonna be more movies.
That's what I'm saying.
The universe is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's all about the
so excited.
The story as a whole, rather than what that little storyline.
I can't remember. There was two very obvious things in that movie. One of them was that he was a Bright. Obviously, he's a Bright. That's fucking obvious to me. What was the other one though? I can't remember what it was.
That the orc wasn't gonna die.
Crickets.
Oh come on! It was so cool.
Yeah, no, you're fucking right about that. He's right about that. As soon as the orc was gonna die, I was like, "There's no way that's gonna fucking happen." And
I don't know.
2 seconds later,
another one to me was
like,
that when as soon as he you didn't catch the guy, I was like, "Oh yeah, he let him go." Like that was obvious to me.
Yeah.
Although there was one good twist they put in it. The girl, I believe she died. To give
she gave her life.
Which is could be obvious, could be not, but it was a 50-50 shot.
Who gave whose life? What?
What? No, you guys are wrong.
Did she not give her life to save him?
No, you see her at the end.
Yeah. When they're in the ceremony giving them their medals, she's
so she just got fucked up from it then.
Yeah, but she was under the water.
Wow.
No, he said she rolled into the water. That whole water thing was that so she could get to the other people. It was a portal thing.
Well, then I must have not gave that many fucks about it by then because I was like, this is too obvious.
She didn't get fucked
Once
up.
Will Smith picked up the fucking
die.
wand and he's like, I didn't explode. I was like,
she rolled
I
in the water.
think the part that
Check
the part that killed you the most is you were probably sitting there. Why aren't you picking that fucking thing up?
yeah, that's another thing about fucking movies in general. It's like there's always a thing that they could do that could fucking help them in this situation. I'm like, just do that. It's pretty obvious. And in this situation, he could have picked up that wand for days ago. If you knew you were gonna do that and potentially why did it take so long? Why did it take so fucking long?
Because he didn't want to kill himself. Whatever.
You're just
He
getting
didn't
mad
have a
at
choice. He was gonna die anyway.
You're getting mad at basic movie tropes now.
Yeah, but those are
it's true.
stupid
You're right.
though.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It's in every movie.
I'm sorry. Okay, Bright.
Okay,
Bright was
okay.
a decent movie.
I thought it was super badass when the orc killed the 2 elf henchmen. He hung the one bitch, blew her up, and then fucking blew the other guy's head off.
that
That
was pretty
guy was
awesome.
totally a badass.
Yeah.
He'd probably fuck Will Smith up any day.
The orc guy?
In that context, yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Will Smith was holding his own against the badass bright elf bitch.
Yeah, and
He
she
was
was.
holding his own. He was
Yeah.
he was doing some
You
battle.
know what that
dude.
really reminded me of? In,
That would be an epic battle. It would be epic
that
battle
fight
between
kind of
those two.
reminded me of in I Am Legend when he's like fighting, like running from those things and like fighting one or something. He's fighting one at some point, and it's like, oh, it's when he's in the house after like the street blows up, after he blows up the street, and he's like actually fighting him. Like I know he's military trained, but it's like it like bites him in the shoulder. It's like slamming him against the wall, and he's still fighting back and shit. Like it really reminded me of that, where like he was way
Will Smith
outgunned,
can really
but-
take a fucking punch. So you see him in Men in Black, he gets fucking
Yeah, Men in-
straight
Men in Black
shit-kicked
too,
by
he's
big
getting
ass fucking
destroyed,
cockroaches.
and then-
He might not really be able to take a punch, but
Probably not.
Hollywood
What do
makes
you-
him take a punch.
I know what you're talking about. Everything I've seen, as far as I can tell, he can fly. He can...
You're like when shit goes down,
He
I'm
can
going
take
to
a
get
fucking
Will
punch.
Smith.
Yeah, dude. Whenever there's an octopus baby that needs to be born, you know, Will Smith has got it.
ridiculous reference.
Whenever you got a giant fucking spider that needs to die, Will Smith.
Mechanical spider.
Mechanical spider. Yeah, let me get that shit straight. I fucking love that movie.
Wow,
I
Jim West,
fucking love that
Desperado.
movie.
No, you know what? Not a. You running this 6 gun in this.
Hey, you know the rap from the
I
end
know,
of
like,
the
half
movie?
of it.
Also, why does Will
No
Smith
more Mr.
always
Knife Guy.
produce a rap song for every movie that
There'll
he's
be one in Bright. He'll have a Bright rap.
I'm pretty sure he does. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
That's good. Minigame now?
Will Smith ain't
Oh,
got
Steve
cussed
has a
out.
minigame. What kind of minigame you got for
We're
us,
going to have to
Steve?
do a little bit improv. We all took our improv classes, right?
Fuck no.
Sure
All right,
didn't.
so this is a game that I've seen on an improv show, actually.
Oh.
But
That's awesome.
I'm on Urban Dictionary, and there's this little thing. You hit a button, and it'll come up with a term on Urban Dictionary, so you know the shit's crazy. And then I'm gonna add. Each one of you are gonna give me what you think it means, and I'm gonna guess either who got the closest. If you get it right, then you get the point no matter what.
Okay.
But either who got the closest or whatever one I think is the funniest. I'll get the point too. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one is having stealth abs.
Shit.
So
Stealth abs? What is that?
having stealth abs is the term. It's an Urban Dictionary term.
Oh, hell yeah. Abs that only appear when you're taking a shit.
Okay.
Stealth abs. Oh, there they are.
Wait, hold on. I think I got this confused.
I get it when you're like,
So
and they're like, they pop
I
up,
think
right?
that's what it means.
So having stealth abs, that is the...
No, the
That is-
term is in. Look, you can see in the little yellow having stealth abs.
That is the
Sometimes
term?
it'll be one word.
And so I
What
need,
do you
a,
think
I
that
need
means?
a definition for what having stealth abs is.
because it's Urban Dictionary, so it's the definition of these terms or
I can't
words.
What
do
the
it. I just
fuck,
can't.
dude?
I know
no
you're not going to be
idea.
great at this,
Dude,
Keith, but
I told you, bro. Abs that only appear while you're taking a shit. W.
well, my phone's
I guess it's
16%.
one. That one's just weird for me.
My phone's dying.
Oh no, I just kicked the table.
Turn the brightness down on your
Dude,
screen.
I don't got nothing. My improv is not here.
Come on, you gotta have something.
Nah, dude.
All aboard the improv train.
The fuck do I look like a professional
Think of
comedian here or
something.
something?
What do you think it actually means?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I like his a lot.
I mean, you
That's
gotta
what
have
I
like an
want.
idea what you think it actually means.
I fucking don't, dude. I
What about you, Keith? What do you think it actually means?
fucking don't.
I can't. It sounds too stupid.
It's Urban Dictionary. It is too stupid.
I don't know. It sounds like
The funny thing is, I think I actually know this one.
What do you? What? Go.
But that
That
gives,
guy's got
away the point. That's not.
No, well, if you don't know it either, right? You're in the same
Well, I'm about
position
to
as we
see.
are. Yeah, and
Well,
then
we're all about to see, but-
exactly.
I'm not giving myself points because I'm not going to judge
don't care,
myself on
fine.
funniness.
It's just it doesn't matter. Say something funny. What do you think?
Or
Stealth
neither
Axe
of you
is?
guys are going to guess?
No.
Say
I
a
don't
letter.
have
Say,
anything for
I
this.
think it means A.
I
I
think
think
it
it
means B.
means number 3.
I think it means number 4.
That's not an answer.
what I-
that's
what
a-
I-
That's something.
It's
That's
something.
something.
It's something.
I'm
No,
seriously
that's
at a
not
loss.
something. That's not
Keith,
anything.
Keith thinks it means ooh.
I think that it means that you
I think that
you
somebody
have
has to-
abs, but you just like they're hidden under your gut, like you're.
That's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
only come out when you're taking a shit.
You're like they're
All right, I'm gonna
there.
look at
They're
it.
there.
That's what I was saying, but I was just adding the when they're taking a shit because
You
that's
can
one
do
way
it,
you can
Fo.
show that.
Don't freeze.
What's it mean?
I was right. When your ripped six pack is covered with a thick layer of fat.
Yeah.
But
It's
the
under
point still
there.
goes to Brad.
It's
Brad
under
got
there.
1 point.
Exactly what I was saying. All right, next
All
one.
right, being married.
What?
Being married.
Being
Married.
being
Like you're married. Now it's Urban Dictionary, so this is some funky ass thing, some funky ass term that some
Means doing what you're told.
doing what you're told. Okay.
Means you're whipped.
You know,
You're
that's
whipped.
probably fucking right. Yeah, that's.
I know what my
I'm
guess
the only,
would
I'm the
My
only one
guess would
that's
be-
married.
That's
so.
the same thing. So,
I would be
huh?
whipped better.
Hmm.
I think it's funnier. Maybe it's just
The clock is ticking.
Despair and sorrow.
My guess would be going a really
You don't
long.
get to guess.
I know I don't get to guess.
No, yeah, sure he does. No,
Yeah, sure.
I want to know what you have to
Because I
say.
don't know the definitions either. I guess I knew the last one, but
No.
my guess would be going a really long time without having sex.
Oh, that's good.
All right, let's see what it is.
And then we can all.
Oh no!
What is-
Being married, the number one cause of divorce. Oh no! Oh, who gets the point?
We're not good at this game.
Oh,
Who
man.
gets the point?
Huh?
I don't
gets the
know.
point?
I don't know.
Keith, because he didn't
Keith
say
gets the
nothing. Keith's like
I said
winning.
something.
What'd you
Say.
say?
Find a good one.
Being whipped.
Oh, you didn't say
It's the same thing
All
as
right.
what Brad said, basically.
Man BQ.
man BQ.
Like man plus like barbecue. Man BQ.
A total sausage fest.
Whoa, that's gotta be it. That's
I
gotta
know,
be right.
I'm not good at this game.
Gotta take them improv classes.
Fuck.
Okay, I mean that could be the answer. Fuck.
I'm gonna say it was written in by a woman, and it's a dude. That's so.
Hold on.
hot.
You should let us
And
answer
all right,
before you
it's
get
hot
to
like
answer.
a.
Here's what you do.
You gotta let us answer this
barbecue.
one first. I
You
was
take
like,
some
grill
ketchup and some mustard, and you put it on your cock, and then you present it to her.
The man BQ.
All right. All right. Fair enough.
What about you, Keith? What's a man BQ?
a place where a girl goes to see a lot of hot men.
Okay.
You know, bodybuilders.
Sure.
A barbecue with meat, beer, yelling, and loud music. Absolutely no vegetables allowed. I gotta say, Keith is closest because I think Keith is closest
How?
because it's just like a total like dude bro fest party.
That's what I'm saying. A total sausage fest.
Yeah, you're both really close. You both get a point. How about that? Brad's got 2
I don't know.
points.
I like
Wait,
Kyle's.
they both have 2 points.
You
I
guys
think-
are done.
I think I wanna see
dude,
Kyle's.
Really? Oh, shit.
They were both really close.
Oh, that was terrible.
You both have 2 points. Kyle has none.
Okay, fuck you too. What you got?
I'm trying to find a good one. Okay, we gotta find one that's funny. Irish handcuffs.
Shit.
I've heard of 50.
They're furry green
Okay,
handcuffs
that-
for the bedroom.
Irish handcuffs is when they tape 2 beer mugs to your hands.
Isn't that called Beercules?
I think you might be right on
and
that
they
one.
are taped together.
That's pretty awesome.
And you have to finish them both before you can get out.
I just think fisticuffs at this point.
Irish
Fisticuffs?
handcuffs. That's just boxing. All right,
Yeah.
just going with
Hey, we'll
boxing.
go with that.
What about
Yeah.
Kyle?
I said something.
Oh,
What'd you
Brett's totally the closest. When you carry one alcoholic beverage in each hand at the same time. So just double fisting is also called Irish handcuffs.
Wow.
Brad's got 3 points.
Oh, that's silly.
Let's go to.
I have a belly button.
Oh boy.
You want to lick it?
Yeah.
A question fart.
It is when you fart and it comes out as like what?
I have 2.
Brad has all the best
It's that
fucking
noise.
answers.
Dude, I'm telling you, I got good answers like this too.
I
I
can never go after
still
Brad
have one
because
for
it's so
this.
good.
All right, I'll let you guys go first.
No, it's okay.
When somebody
It's
farted,
perfect.
but you don't know who it is. All right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, Kyle. It's when you fart on a question mark.
A question fart, right? A question fart. I can only think of what he said. Now I can get.
Okay, from now on, we're gonna let him make
yeah,
it
I'm
happen
passing.
before-
I'm
Okay.
passing on.
I'm
this
thinking.
shit.
That's the answer. It's when you pass.
I'm thinking it's when you fart and you smell it and you're like, what the hell did I eat? All right, let's see. Brad's right. A fart with an inflection that raises toward the end.
That's so good at this. It makes so much sense. He's so good at this.
Oh, I know the answer to this one. Having sexorcism, like exorcism.
What?
It's when the one.
Oh no, it's okay. He has the best ones.
I think
Let
that's.
him do it.
I already know what you're gonna say. It's the
Let
right
him do
answer.
it.
It's when she's having such a good orgasm that her eyes are rolling to the back of her head and she's going, oh.
I was thinking more like the exorcism.
That'd be a dude sexorcism. Just
It doesn't say the term's gender specific.
Okay. Well, there's different for male. There's different for female.
I think he's got it. I think Brad's right.
Go for it.
Keith, you got anything
No,
funny for that?
I'm not even.
It's when you're
give
doing a girl doggy style and you smack her in the back of the head with a cross.
I'm going with
Oh,
that one.
you were wrong.
Who?
Keith, you sure you don't have a guess? Or Kyle? It's
man.
when you have sex
Sexorcism.
with someone new to get over someone old.
That makes
That's
sense.
stupid.
That doesn't make any
No, it
sense.
makes sense.
I get
That's
it.
what
I
Josh
get
is
it,
doing
but-
right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is that why Josh couldn't
Well,
be here
it's
today?
Well, it's not like it's not
it's
even
fine.
getting over. It's the
Let's
fact that-
go ahead and
Ooh.
tell everybody about Josh's sex life.
Getting a freedom fondle.
What? I don't know
A
how to take
freedom
that one.
fondle?
Getting a freedom fondle. I accidentally already looked at the answer to this one,
I
so
feel
I get
like-
no guess.
It's
I feel
when
like
someone grabs your junk as they're waving an American flag.
I love how you said that.
I like it.
I feel like it's a guy who comes up on a girl, rips down her shirt, and he's like, "Freedom!"
I think that's called prison.
well, that follows the freedom.
First you have freedom, then you have prison.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta
Oh,
free
God.
those twins.
Keith, you got a guess here?
You gotta
Once I
donation
stop
for the release
This
of twins.
this is a bad episode. I want to apologize to all the women listening to this episode.
It's Urban Dictionary.
all
I'm sorry,
three
it's not our
of
fault.
all 1.5 of you. What is it?
Keith said he's gonna have a guess when he's done laughing, but we broke him twice
I don't
in a row.
believe that for a fucking
You
second.
got a guess? Do you actually have a guess, Keith?
Oh, I need to think. Like,
No.
there's
You know
like,
this-
No.
Wow.
Lightning
This episode is gonna be full of crinklings of sleeping bags from us just moving around.
That was the sound of the sleeping bag. Oh God!
All right, getting
Oh,
a freedom
boy.
fondle. The honor of being screened by the TSA at the airport.
Oh, makes total sense.
Oh yeah, I get it because instead of going through the thing, you can ask them to actually have
Mandel.
manually
I want you to
handle
mandle
your
me.
balls.
You need to mandle these
Do they-
nuts.
They squeeze and tell you to cough.
Oh, here's one. I have no fucking clue for this. A butterfaith.
Butterfaith.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yes.
Oh, it's when you're really into a girl, but her faith. What the fuck? What? But her religion.
Everything butter faith.
Yeah, everything but her
everything
faith.
but
You're
her
like, man,
religion,
she's
yeah.
hot. She's
I
really
was
cool.
I was thinking it was one of those trust falls into a big pool of butter.
That's definitely the funniest one.
I got that butter face.
Got anything, Keith?
Once he starts having stuff, I
Blaming me now?
That is the
for the
butterscotches
bread.
handed
Pay
out
for the
at your
bread.
local church.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I guess you butter the bread. Yeah, pay for the bread. Kyle was right. A girl who is fun, smart, beautiful, and perfect in every way, except she's devoutly religious.
Nice, Kyle. Called it.
Perfectly.
Nailed it. It's right here.
It's right here. Touch my pickle. Touch the pickle, the green pickle. All right, one more, Steve.
Try to hold off on your answer, Brad.
All right.
I can't laugh and think at the same time.
I can't laugh and think. When I laugh, all the blood rushes to my laughing portion of my brain. The thinking part loses all the blood.
All right. This is pretty good. An accidental Jedi.
It's when you lift...
Force push is all I can think of.
I was going to say it's when you lift your hand just at the perfect time that the elevator door opens.
Oh, that has to be what it is. Yeah. Just any motion that you can make to the light will turn green.
I'll show you a
Oh,
motion
yeah.
that'll make the light turn green.
Any motion that makes
You're
something...
still good at this. I feel like he's right. He's super right. I'm gonna.
I have to agree with him on this one.
I'll go with that answer.
What is it again? Jedi what?
I'm thinking, like, think something,
And it happens.
and then, somebody does it, like, specifically to people, like the Jedi mind trick.
Well, but
like-
Jedi did it with more than the mind, but...
But they all... and the butt. They did it with the mind and the butt.
When you
Whoa.
routinely do things that are awesome but unintentional.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I guess.
Sure. Why not? All right. That was a fun mini game. We will come back to that another time.
The only one that's good at is Brad.
We will get Josh in here and we'll see if he can roll on the Jedi mind tricks. But yeah, we got some stories to end it off
Well,
with.
hold on.
What?
We might have to do one more.
We might have to do one more.
Doing the Shuffles Gonzalez. Oh my god, I don't even have one for this.
No.
It is when the
Salsa.
It is when the clerk at the store called Shuffles, last name is Gonzalez, and you're doing her.
What the hell?
It's literally you'd be doing the Shuffles Gonzalez, right? That was the best laugh,
so
Keith.
specific.
I'm surprised he didn't snort.
I was trying to get air.
I just broke it down word by word.
All I can think of is somebody doing the salsa dance. That's
Whose name is Gonzalez?
Now we've gotten racist as well.
I just want to say Kyle totally looks like Abraham Lincoln. Totally needs a top hat.
Doing the Shuffles Gonzalez when you have to shit but have to wait. So you walk and squeeze your ass cheeks together, causing you to shuffle your feet.
Shuffles Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Like
the
that
real-
guy's doing the Shuffles
The
Gonzalez.
real answer is so much better than anything we could ever figure out.
It's so stupid. I love it. I'm keeping this Urban Dictionary app installed.
I'm keeping it installed. So there's a couple points that I want to point out that I've been meaning to for a while. Actually, just one really, is that Kyle laughs almost exactly like Seth Rogen.
What? No, I don't.
Yes.
Wait, who's Seth Rogen? I never met this guy in my
He's
life.
a little alien. And then Kyle also left a present in Keith's car the other day that we wanted to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Keith.
Did you find a present I accidentally left in your car the other day? If you could give
Is
that
that
an
still
Urban
in there?
Dictionary name, what would you give it? Come on, you're so good at this.
So, you know how much shit my brothers leave in that car?
Is it still in there?
It
That's
depends
I
on
wanna
what the
know.
present was. Then I can give it an Urban
So it's not a
Dictionary.
present.
You'd call it a hidden Monty.
What was it?
I left an egg salad sandwich in this fucker's car like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, no.
Maybe even longer.
An egg salad sandwich.
And I wonder if you ever found it.
I gotta quit. I
Actually,
have to
think
ask.
I threw that out
The
because
egg
it's nasty.
salad. Was it
I
like?
did not open it. I was like, well,
So you did find it.
yeah.
It was in a bag, so it would have been camouflaged.
Keith
I thought
found
my
the hidden
dad left it
Monty.
in there. I thought my dad left. in their museum.
The hidden Monty has been discovered.
But I was mostly curious. I was like, did he eat it? I want to know if he ate it. Did you eat it? Nah! What?
Yeah.
Why the hell
Wait,
is
wait,
he salad?
Dude, come on, that was a good 4-week-old egg salad sandwich.
Fuck
come
yeah,
on.
dude. Haven't you seen
Have you ever had
Futurama?
aged cheddar? Have you never had aged cheddar? You remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer got like a 10-foot
it's
sub?
aged in the...
And he's just eating on it for days? And it's getting greener and greener, and so is his face.
Gotta finish that sub, though.
Yeah. Still, the best episode of The Simpsons was like the last one I ever saw, and Steve and I were dying because The Simpsons like got kicked out of their home and they were in a shelter, and Bart was just like kicking the shit out of Lisa, and she was like, "Mom, Bart's kicking me," and she's like, "Bart, stop it!" He goes, "But kicking is the only toy I have." That was the best fucking Simpsons joke ever.
Kicking's the only toy I have. Oh my god. I tell people at work whenever Simpsons comes on, I'm like, that's not even as good as the best episode. I tell people that shit.
Okay, guys, anyone want to touch on some stories that happened recently before we end this bitch out?
Oh, man, I ain't got shit.
I ain't got shit.
I almost died on the freeway today. My fucking coworker
was driving.
He ran out of gas. I don't even understand how he did it. He's a huge car guy, and he ran out of gas on the way.
Who the
to
fuck
fucking
runs
work.
out of gas?
On the exit to fucking, I don't know, somewhere over there by the mall, doesn't matter. It's like a pretty big exit, dude. It was sketchy as fuck, dude. I had to drive over there and take him a fucking gas can. I felt like almost died like 10 times. Every time a car passed, I fucking peed my pants a little bit.
Oh, you want to talk about a fucking car story that
Holy
makes you pee your
shit.
pants?
Fucking
I got
scared
one
the
for...
fuck out of me.
Have you ever had your car dead stop die, not want to turn back on you? Driving on the spaghetti bowl part of the free bowl. And everybody's driving, just zooming past you. People are like, honk, honk!
I fucking
Get out the
freeway,
way!
dude. The freeway scares the fuck out of me. People are so dumb.
I remember one time.
The bank camp?
That happened in my dad's fucking
I don't know if
ass,
this is, it must have been his
I want
stepmom,
an
right? I
egg
don't think I've ever
salad
met your
sandwich.
actual mom.
broken ass
No, I don't
fucking
think
No, I
Ford
think it was your
Ranger.
stepmom. Right?
Broken ass Ford
Was she
Ranger on
skinny?
the fucking freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my stepmom.
She was giving me and Brad a ride home, and you were in the car. She's on the freeway. I can't even tell the story. She starts freaking out. She's like, "Ah! Wow!" Like just yelling and screaming as she's driving down the freeway, and people driving past her and shit. She's going like 30 on the freeway, just screaming, "Ah! Oh my god! Ah! Ah!" Just yelling.
That woman was insane. We once drove back all the way from like fucking.
Woman, insane, and driver. I think of my mom.
Oh, your mom is something else.
Yeah, she is. You were going
no.
up Geiger grade with her going, "Fuck you, bitch! I'm speeding."
I remember Keith's mom running herself over with a parked car.
What? How the fuck do you do that? How do you do that?
I don't use the fucking...
I just remember that's what I heard was Keith's mom ran herself over with a parked car.
She had her car suspended on the car jacks. Decided to pull the driveline off, but she didn't secure the car to where it couldn't roll off the jacks.
Shit. So it rolled over.
Oh my god. Dude.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I felt more sorry for the cars than I did for her most of the time. You
Savage kid!
Got him.
Fuck that bitch! The car is more important!
Obvious.
She's not gonna the car's not gonna kill
she
me.
continue
She
to
is
drive
with the
that car?
car, or with a rifle, or with her bare hands.
Her bare hands. Where is she getting all these bare hands?
Yeah, where'd she
from?
get bare hands? Every man has a right to mount bare arms on his wall.
That's a good Family Guy joke.
What's confusing about that?
Oh God! I think that's my story. I could tell
That's your
my
stork.
life in
Keith was
jokes
brought
and
from the
stories
stork.
by my mom being the psycho bitch. Like, oh God.
when I was
The
12,
shotgun stories.
she got a shotgun.
Well,
Just picture Keith in some overalls.
no, my dad's the one with
on
the
the
guns,
porch.
buying the guns. My mom's the one taking
Get outta
my
here,
dad's
boy.
guns and using
So
them.
like,
for
come
stupid
sit
shit.
down in this here rocking chair, boy, and let me tell you a story about my mammy.
Because my dad's probably lost
See, Mammy had a great beard.
20 to 30 grand.
It was the
in
most
guns.
majestic beard this side of the Mississippi.
I'm sorry.
Every
Keith.
Christmas, we got our new color
I'm
beard
sorry,
comb.
Keith, but none of us heard what you were talking about, and you've been still going on about your story. None of us are.
Some days she curl it.
I come back into
Some days
Keith's
she put it in a little tail. Some day she biking that shit. You know where you got like two on one side and you
By
put
the-
a rubber bands.
By the time I was 12 years old, she could tuck it into her belt buckle.
Oh, that reminds me, I just watched Lord of the Rings.
By the time I was 14, we could jump rope with it.
Some people say that Keith didn't have a mother, that he simply sprung out of a hole in the ground. And then he really had two dads.
I just imagine if Keith, if you were tiny, you'd look
you
exactly like a garden gnome right now. Sorry.
Sorry, Keith.
Oh, we love you, Keith.
Sorry, I just watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy like 2 nights ago, and I'm just thinking of that story that the dwarf has. They're so rare, in fact, that some people say there are no dwarf women, and the dwarfs simply spring out of holes in the ground.
I could totally be a dwarf. That'd be awesome.
Dwarf.
Dwarves are cool.
Well,
I
I think I'd pull it off.
that's
better.
what I'm saying, Keith. You totally rock a dwarf. You just need to be shorter.
I can totally be a garden gnome.
All I want
Okay,
is an
but
epic
you know
beard.
what? Besides all the people that play Skyrim too much, do you know the other legends about a Thane? Like
A thing?
a Thane.
A ring?
A Thane, I'm pretty sure, is just a term for
The ring?
something.
No, you cannot have.
A
No,
Thane is a term for like a medieval title.
I'm pretty sure there's
Yeah, my
multiple.
Thane.
I'm gonna look it up on Urban Dictionary.
But anyway, while you
feel
figure that out, we can put an end to this bitch. It is almost 2 a.m.
oh fuck, bedtime.
Broadcasting live from the RV at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not quite that late, I'm a liar. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe it? It's been an incredible night here today, folks.
Thank you for listening. If this is your first episode, our podcast is available on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTubes, BoobTubes, ShoobTubes,
No.
NoobTubes.
You can find it in print as well.
Yep, you can find it in print. You can get your daily Fool's Banter bugle.
We also
Who's
press
gonna
it to vinyl.
transcribe it? I better get paid.
It's been
to do that
transcribed.
shit.
Google, bro. That's all you need is Google. We should totally put on like the Google Listen thing, so it'll sit there and listen and say all the words.
I just
that
want to
pop
know
up.
what the result would be.
Yeah,
We can't do text to speech and just do that.
yeah, you can.
It would be fucked up.
We're gonna
Yell
do
at
that
all
for the
time.
next episode.
What if we did that and then we just let the
and we'll
voice...
put it as the description of the podcast.
No, what if
long
you
as
just let the
hell.
entire podcast just go fucking text to speech?
There you
That'd be
go.
pretty awesome.
This episode
Where
is
it
text to
says it
speech.
best.
Switch
I don't
it,
think you can
put the entire thing
you
into
couldn't keep up with
Microsoft
the crazy-
Sam.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
just be
Exactly.
like, back to you, Google. But anyway, before we go, I am going to recommend a sweet, sweet YouTube channel for this week. This one belongs to a guy named Grand Pooh Bear.
Say what?
What? Have you ever heard of Grand Pooh Bear?
No.
So I discovered this guy because GDQ 2018.
I'm sorry, I love that shit.
I'm a big fan of these Kaizo Super Mario
Damn speedruns.
speed runs. So this guy did a GDQ Super Dram World 2, which is a world made by Panga. I'm sure you've heard of Panga. Panga makes badass Panga levels.
I know everything. I know every word you just done said, and it's beautiful.
Yes. So Panga was sitting there with him during GDQ, and he ran Super Dram World 2. It was just awesome. I love
So
the
dope.
Super Mario speedruns. If you've never seen any Super Mario World like Kaizo shit, you should totally check that out. This guy's
what I
name.
like.
He's pretty funny too. He's pretty detailed when he's going into it.
Oh wow.
He's got GDQ videos.
Yeah, that's
just
one
him
thing
doing.
I love GDQ, but sometimes the people who are doing the speedruns do not know how to commentate.
Well, no, yeah, and that makes sense, right?
And
No,
just like,
no,
yeah.
They're
this
not
guy
here to
streams-
commentate. They're
They
just
are though. That's part of why they're accepted in there is because they can commentate
Well,
the game. They're
because they know
speedrunning.
more about it than most. What?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Grand Pooh Bear, he's a streamer, so he's pretty good with the crowd. He's good with the audience, and yeah,
Grand Pooh Bear.
check it out. Grand Pooh Bear. That's his. He's at Twitter at Grand Pooh Bear.
Okay, if
Check
Grand
out his
Pooh Bear
channel.
were an Urban Dictionary word, what would it be?
It'd be the dude that does them Kaizo Mario runs.
Oh my.
out. What?
I'm gonna like sneak a double recommendation in there.
You gonna sneak
Woo!
it down?
So on the
Or you
the-
want to save it?
the term of no because it's just a streamer. It's not a on the since we're talking about Mario and stuff like that and Kaizo Mario and Panga and stuff like that. I think he's number one on Super Mario Maker for super expert clears now. His name is Orator. He only streams Super Mario Maker. That guy is so good. It's ridiculous. Like I'm pretty sure because I'm pretty sure that guy could do like Kaizo Mario and stuff like the actual like the original like ROM hack. I'm pretty sure he could do that like 5 tries. He's that good at Mario now.
You think
He's
so?
so crazy good.
I don't know. I know there's quite a bit of differences between Super Mario Maker's Super Mario World and the regular Super Mario World.
for sure.
So I think Grand Pooh Bear, I've seen him play Super Mario Maker, but I think he's primarily on just the like hacks and stuff. I could be wrong,
ROM hacks.
but yeah,
Yeah.
he's awesome. He's entertaining to watch, to say the least.
I know who some.
So go check him out.
Nobody
Grand Pooh
ever
Bear.
knows who we're gonna recommend. Like nobody else in the group knows
I know this, so it's a
anything
nice
about
surprise.
the person. Yeah, I actually know this person.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
buds? Do you like rub elbows with him?
Yeah, we bump elbows.
You touch tips.
Oh,
I think that's more your thing.
I've seen his streams before. I've seen him on AGQ.
I sprung a leak.
no.
So
Look at that waveform.
woo! Oh man, look at that Seth Rogen waveform right there.
I don't fucking sound like.
Sometimes you laugh like Seth Rogen. But
Maybe I'll subconsciously.
anyway,
shoot it. I'm
any
gonna have to
final
change my
words?
laugh.
Any final words to end this bitch out? Any dad jokes?
Tear of Grace.
Well,
is very
there's only
awesome.
one dad in the room.
Tears of
so
Grace?
You got one?
that what you said?
Oh,
Mind blown.
not a.
This might be somebody who listens to our podcast. Oh, my phone. No. Somebody who listens to our podcast might also be interested in this as well as you. Your kid likes to play on the phone all the time. There's an app that like simulates the phone, and he can't actually do anything. It's called like Baby Phone or something.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah,
pretty
you
clever. It
should
makes,
download it,
makes
yeah.
perfect fucking sense.
I don't want him touching the electronics. So boom. No.
Yeah, right. No,
let 'em
I agree with
mash
that,
on your
right?
phone
Okay.
all the
Like,
time.
forget about what they can do inside the
Hold
phone.
on.
What are they going to do outside of it? Oh.
Vamp for like 10 seconds so I can
Vamp?
get a dad joke.
Did you say BAMF?
Vamp.
Bamf.
BAMF?
Vamp.
Vamp?
It's just talking.
I'm a
to fill space.
badass motherfucker. What?
I got a
What?
dad joke. Hold
What?
on.
What?
Do you got one?
What type of gun doesn't kill things? A V-gun.
Oh! If two vegetarians are arguing, is it still considered beef?